Alright YouTube, so I'm here at the Arsenal game in the Champions League, and with all the media press at the minute about how much a game costs, I wanted to see how much it costs to come down to an Arsenal match on a Champions League day. I'm here with a Liverpool fan. He obviously thinks it's a priceless entity because he's not going to get Champions League football down at Liverpool anytime soon. So first off, match ticket £45, which is quite steep because it's a Category B game. That will go up towards the end of the season if we get through to the next round. And then we're also going to see how much our programme is. So here we go. So first off, programme is £3. Add that to the ticket, we're on £48 so far. Okay, so next up we've got the programme, we've got the match ticket, now we're going to get a pint and a pie and see how much that is, so here we go. The drink and the hot dog, because they didn't have a pint and a pie, came to £7. So if we add that on, I think we're up to £55. If you add on to £55, the 20 quid to get here on the train, and that's £75 for a match. Champions League at Arsenal. So what I want to know down in the comments below is 1, how much would you be willing to pay? 2, how much have you paid for a football match? And 3, whether you think that you would pay 75 quid or whatever it is for a day out at the Champions League. So comment down below and I'll catch up with you back at home. Boom. So in hindsight, clearly that match was not worth 70 odd quid or however much I spent on it, because let's be honest, what a shower of that was. Right from the start, the only 2 players that came out of that match with any sort of respect is Jenkinson, because he did not as badly as the rest of them, and Mertesacker, because he did a brilliant job of not only being centre-back but also being left-back, because Santos was so bad, Mertesacker spent the majority of the match covering up his positional ineptitude. Technically, awful. Tactically, awful. Substitutions, awful. Where was the plan? Ramsey, what was his job? What was his performance about? What was he actually there to do? Because he wasn't there to be a winger, but equally he wasn't there to be a defensive midfielder. So what was his job? What exactly was Ramsey there to do? Because he didn't do anything other than misplaced passes. Jorginho, now I can be a little bit smug here, because even when he was scoring goals, people were saying, oh, he's good, he's getting the goals, he might not have a great impact, but he gets the goals. I was always saying, but those goals were lucky and he'll get found out. Well, he has been found out in these last few games, big style. How he can be put as centre forward over Giroud, I have no idea, because he's inept, he's woeful. In that first half, when he got one-on-one with the keeper, literally people were laughing. It was just beyond a joke. It was comical because we expected it. We didn't expect him to score. We were sat there waiting quietly, as the Emirates does, to just see him fail, because that's what we expected and that's what inevitably was going to happen, because he's not good enough. But everyone in that team had a rubbish match. Minone, in the first half, the ball came to him at the edge of the area as a back pass. 3 players, I counted, 3 held up their hand and pointed, go left. Did he go left? No, his first touch was right, and then he got closed down straight away because there was no space, and he had to pump it up to Cazorla, who was obviously going to win a head against the Schalke defence. We were clueless, we didn't have any tactics, and substitutions. Why did we spend the entire match playing that badly, and then only in the last 8 minutes did we make our last 2 substitutions? Wenger said quite clearly that him and Bold had gone through all the ramifications of what the situation is and all the scenarios of what subs they're going to make. At what point did they discuss, if we're losing, we're only going to bring on the last 2 attacking substitutions, even though we're playing awful in the last 8 minutes? That conversation cannot have happened. Now, some big questions have to be asked at the AGM tomorrow. Number 1, Wenger, justify the wages that you're paid. Number 2, Gazidis, justify the wages you're paid. And number 3, explain to me how Schalke, De Juru, Shamak can all just sit there on 60 odd K a week, and yet we're not going to pay Theo Walcott slightly a bit more. Is Theo Walcott not better than Schalke? Of course he is, and yet we're paying the similar wage. It's a joke. At some point we need to say some players are better than others and deserve more pay, rather than having this massive bloated squad of mediocre players that are on a fortune. Now, I said that at the match. I said, we've got so many mediocre players on the bench and on the field tonight that it's a joke. And someone in front of me who'd never been to the Emirates before, complete newbie, said, oh, learn some economics, you don't know what you're talking about, we can't afford good players. If we got rid of Shamak, if we got rid of Schalke, if we got rid of De Juru, then we'd get those wages back, and then we could invest in someone a bit better. Now, I'm not expecting to go out and buy Falco, of course I'm not, but to say, oh, you don't know economics, I'm an economics teacher, so that reply shut him up. At the end of the day, there are ways that we can operate this club more effectively, and paying stupid wages to average players and stupid wages to average even Gazidas's and average Arsene Wenger's is not the way forward. So comment down below on how you think that performance went. Let's slate them and tell me what questions you'd want to ask at the AGM and what answers that you want to hear at the AGM, because frankly I don't think it was good enough, and I'm really disappointed with the way that the last 2 games have gone. And if I hear one more "we gave it all," I'm actually going to have my mind exploded, because they didn't give it all. It was quite patently clear not all was given. A shambles. Thank you very much. Boom.
He's unemployed.
Oh, no. Fucking
Oh, Manone!
Are you kidding?
Manone, what are you doing?
Oh, go on. Go on.
Oh! He was offside. Settle down, everyone. He was offside anyway.
You're on YouTube, so where do we start with that performance? Firstly, I'm going to say that I'm not as upset about the performance, because I actually really